Hey guys, Larissa with BeCozi.net is here. BeCozi.net and BeCozi.com is an American website with the biggest collection of chunky yarns in the United States and in the world. I am making these videos to promote our yarn and to show what you can do with our yarn. And today I will be showing how to make this beautiful cross using our chunky Chenille in ice green and the base for the cross. The base is available on our website accessory section, and this is how it looks when it's done. You can use any color. We have over 100 colors available of different yarns, but I use this beautiful ice green because Easter is coming and it's beautiful Easter color. I also added this little bow here, but you can actually add anything in the middle here you feel like should be there. So it will take about half skein of our yarn, and it's pretty easy project. And another beautiful project that I posted last week is this beautiful basket weave jumbo Chenille yarn. So go to BeCozi YouTube channel, find this video, watch it, and make this beautiful jumbo Chenille blanket. Jumbo Chenille is thicker and fluffier than the chunky one. So go to our website, purchase yarn and the base, and let's make this beautiful cross. Okay, guys, let's get started. So this is the base for the cross, and you can buy it on our website. And this is our ice green color. You can find it at BeCozi.net. Ice green, beautiful color. It's perfect for upcoming Easter. So we'll find the end, and we will I will take a lighter and I will burn a little bit the end of it. This will prevent the yarn from unraveling. Okay, so what are we doing now? We are now making a simple first stitch. So working yarn, tail, working yarn goes on the top. You're making a loop. Insert your hand, grab working yarn, and make your first stitch. So this is the stitch that we will be using to start our cross. Okay, so the yarn will go on the back. So here we are. We will take, we'll make some noise. So hand is inside the stitch and you're holding the base, and then another one comes, sorry. So this stitch that you just made, make it the same size as the base, like that. So we will put it on the top of the base and then pull the yarn to kind of to make it tight on the base. Okay, so now we need to what we need to do, we need to fix the end of the yarn here. So what we will do, we will put the yarn through like that, the working yarn, and then we will put the stitch through a little bit to make a stitch to use for working with it, like that. Okay, so it's not really easy to do because the stitch will be very small, but this way it will be attached here. You can also use this tail to go through the end of the base to kind of finish it up. Okay, here we are. And you can go inside of the stitch and then out, and then we will just tuck it in when it's ready. So now we have this stitch, and what we're doing, we are making another stitch like that. See, we're making a stitch on the top. We are taking the top of the stitch and we are pulling it through the yarn. So here we have another stitch done on the top. Now the same way, the working yarn goes through the loop on the top. Here we are. Now put the yarn, the stitch on the top, and then grab the top and pull it through the stitch. And now yarn is on the back. Grab working yarn and make another stitch out. So repeating again, guys. So 2 strings going on the top. You are grabbing the top of it, pulling it out, and make it tight. So pull the yarn that it would be tight on the base like that. And then the yarn goes on the back. Take the piece of the on the top and pull it through the top. So here we are. That is how it will look like. So we will alternate going up and down to go through the whole base. See, that's how it will look like. And I will keep going this way until I reach the place where the cross has the spreading parts, and then I will come back and show you what I will be doing there. Okay, guys, so we made the bottom of the cross over here. See, we reached now this part. So for this part, what we will do, so we need to go this direction, and then we will go like that, okay? So the yarn goes the same way on the top, then through the stitch, and then pretty much the same as you were doing here. Put the yarn on the top and through the stitch on the top, and then again, and this way through the whole right side of the cross. It goes on the back, then on the top, and through the stitch on the top. So now we need to fix it on the side that it wouldn't be unraveling. So what we will do, we will put this working yarn through. See, there are 3 parts of the base. So let's do the first one, and then the stitch will go inside the one you have on your finger. Then go inside the third one, not the second one, third one, like that, and go inside this stitch. Here we are. We just finished, and now we will need to go to this part. So what I will do, I will simply cut it here. I will secure the end, and the end will go inside the stitch. Here we are. Now we will go on the back, and we will hide this end of the yarn inside. So here we are, we're almost done with the top part. I will burn the end again. You can make a knot if you don't have a lighter. And now we will actually go to cover this part, okay? So we will do the same. We will make a knot, like I was showing. Make a loop, and then make a knot, and then put this knot over here. So through this, make it bigger, and then we will, here we are. And then when it's here, make it smaller. Okay, here you go. So now we will be doing the same. This one we will hide later. So we will go like that, and we will make, so we'll take the stitch that was here already, and this last loop that we just put here, we will put it through that stitch to make a loop on the top. Okay, so what we will do now, we will put the working yarn on the top like that, and then working yarn goes through that loop. And then we will go here, the working yarn on the back, then it will go here, and then it will go to the right again. Let's get rid of this tail that it wouldn't uh, mess us up. So here we are. Just tuck it in on the back anywhere. Here we go. So now we have the stitch here, and the stitch with your hand and the yarn on the top going from the right, and pull it through the stitch on the top. Now we will actually cut about 15-20 inches to finish the middle part. We will place the yarn on the back again, and then through this middle part over here, middle part of the base, but you need to grab the yarn, so it will go underneath the yarn. And now the same way it goes through the top stitch. And now we will do it one more time, guys. It goes on the back, and then it comes here underneath the base, and underneath the last stitch, because this way it will be holding it, and then through the stitch on the top. I need to make it a little bit tighter on the top, so just pulling it. And then this yarn goes on the back of the base and in the loop. Here we are. So we just made the middle part, and now it will go on the back, the tail, anywhere. Hide it on the back. It's not hiding. Okay, here you go. Okay, guys, so we are done with this part, and we did the right part of the cross. What are we doing now? We are trying to, I will try to cut the yarn, and I will burn the end. Again, you can make a simple knot to prevent unraveling. And now we will work on this side of the cross. Okay, so what we will do, the same way we will make a loop, and then the stitch, and then the stitch goes on the top of the side. You pull the yarn to make it tight, the stitch tight, and then use the bottom yarn or the tail, and goes inside this one part of the base. Second part of the base also go underneath the stitch, which is on the bottom like that, and then inside this base. Okay, so now go inside the base one more time to hide, to kind of make it very tight, and then the stitch can go inside. It will stay there. We don't need it anymore. So what are we doing now? The yarn goes on the top, and we are inserting our finger inside this first stitch, and we will hide it there. And then we are pulling it on the top, making a knot on the top like that. See? So now yarn goes around on the top and inside the stitch. Now goes underneath and on the top and around the inside the stitch on the top. The same way goes on the bottom inside the stitch. Goes on the bottom, on the top, and inside this stitch. And one more time. So as you see, I showed you two ways to do it, guys. When I was doing it over here, I was going with the yarn on the top and on the bottom. Here, I just went on both cases. I just went on the back and then on the top. Okay, so this is how we do it. So what are we doing next? We need to cover this part now over here, and because the loops are on this side, we will try to make them on this side too. So what we will do here, in order not to cut the yarn, we will go with the yarn on the back. See this loop and the yarn will go inside. So we'll make this loop. And now we will go on the front side, and let's put it here. We'll try to pull this stitch that we made all the way to the top over here. Okay, so what are we doing now? We are just repeating our pattern as we did here. Not here, it should be the same. So yarn goes on the top and inside this loop. Now yarn goes on the back and inside the loop. Yarn goes on the top and inside the loop. Yarn goes on the top, yarn goes on the back. So two different ways, guys. It's either goes on the top all the time, or it goes on the top and on the back. So here we are. So the same way as on all sides, the tail goes inside the last stitch, pull it and finish it. Now we will finish the same way. The tail goes inside of these three parts of the base one more time, and then in the middle and underneath the stitch that is bottom stitch, not the top. Okay, and here we are. And now you can just simply tuck in this yarn inside. Here we are. We finished our cross here, and here we will just tuck in the end on the back. So this is the back, this is the top, the tail came out on the bottom. Let's hide it. And you can sew the end if you want. So what we will do now with this beautiful cross, I think we need to add something in the middle. And I will take some of the yellow yarn, and I will make like a bow. And I don't think it's up to you where you want it. If you want it on the top or on the bottom, like that, and just make a bow. Or actually, it's kind of like your call, whatever you want to add here in the middle. It's up to you, whatever you feel like should be there. But just to have something like that. And now I will burn these ends that they would not be unraveling. Here you go, guys. There you go. Beautiful cross. You can hang it right on any of the stitches, on the hook on your door or on the wall, anywhere you want. So this is ice green, this is yellow. All this yarn is available in over 100 colors available at BeCozi.net. And we also have base there. So stay warm and be cozy. Hey guys, Larissa Koidekir with BeCozi.com is here. 2 years ago in September, I published my book that called Hand Knitting. I created hand knitting style at the end of 2015, and last year, actually 2 years ago, I wrote a book. It was printed. This book tells you what hand knitting is, the story of my company BeCozi, and also we have a few amazing patterns, and every single step how to hand knit is shown in this book. This book is sold at BeCozi.com and on Amazon. And Amazon you can also buy a Kindle version. So go get this book for yourself or for your loved ones. Thank you.